In the beginning of the drama, we see the female lead, Ruanlu, who is a neurosurgeon. She has come to Africa from China, where a driver is sent from the hospital to pick her up. Then, on the way to the hospital, the driver says, "There is a war going on here right now, so we have to be very careful to reach the hospital." Ruanlu asks, "How much time will it take to reach the hospital?" He replies, "If we remain safe, we will reach in 5 hours, but if there is shooting here, we could even die." A little later, they see that firing has started in front of them. The driver then says, "These are soldiers. They will not hurt us." But then, suddenly, the driver gets shot by a bullet and is injured. In the next scene, we see the male lead, Ningji. He is also a neurosurgeon. A doctor comes to him and says, "One of our hospital drivers has been shot, and there is a female doctor with him named Ruanlu." Hearing this name, Ningji is stunned. After this, we see a flashback where Ningji and Ruanlu are both at the same university. Ruanlu is looking at Ningji and smiling. He is her senior and also her crush. Ningji tells her, "Attend the class on time," and leaves. But Ruanlu is still looking at him. Just then, her friends arrive, and they shout to Ningji, "Ruanlu likes you," but he couldn't hear them. In the next scene, we see that Ningji is taking a class. After the class ends, he asks 4 students to stay back, and Ruanlu is one of them. He then tells everyone, "Your marks are quite low, and you have even failed in some subjects. This way, your graduation will never be completed. So today, all of you must meet me in the autopsy room, and I will take your extra class." At this, Ruanlu laughingly says, "Today is April Fool's Day, so you are just fooling all of us, aren't you?" He replies, "If you really think that I am joking with you, then there is no bigger fool than you. That is why I am telling you to reach the class on time, or else it will not be good for anyone." Saying this, he leaves. In the next scene, we see that they are all in the autopsy room for the extra class, where they are doing practicals on dead bodies. Ningji tells Ruanlu, "Remove the cloth from the dead body," but she gets scared seeing it and runs out. Then, Ningji explains to her, "You are in your final year now, and if you are still afraid of dead bodies, how will you become a doctor this way?" To which she says fearfully, "I don't want to become a neurosurgeon because I will never be able to perform surgery." Now, we see the present scene, where Ruanlu is fearlessly performing surgery on that driver and even removes the bullet. But just then, some terrorists come there, catch her, and take her with them. On the other hand, Ningji is searching for both of them. He finds the driver there, but Ruanlu is nowhere to be found. Just then, he finds a satellite phone there, from which he learns that the terrorists have taken Ruanlu with them. After this, he quickly reaches the terrorists' hideout and tells them, "Release the female doctor you have brought here." So, a terrorist says, "Why are you putting your life in danger for that girl? What is your relationship with her?" He then reveals, "She is my ex-wife." After this, the terrorist brings Ruanlu out, and now, after 7 years, they see each other again. After this, we are shown a scene from the university in a flashback where Ningji is playing basketball, and Ruanlu is making a video of him. Just then, her friend starts telling her, "If you like him, go and confess to him quickly, otherwise he might slip out of your hands." And then, after a while, Ningji comes to her and asks, "You have been standing here for a long time. Do you need anything?" To which Ruanlu says, "I just came to give you a water bottle. By the way, all of us from the extra class want to give you a treat, so if you are free, please let us know." At this, Ningji says, "Okay, let's go for dinner tonight." Hearing this, she becomes very happy. After this, everyone goes to dinner, where Ningji tells Ruanlu, "You are looking very beautiful today. Perhaps you have changed your hairstyle and applied a little lipstick." Hearing this, Ruanlu starts smiling. Just then, Ningji gets a call, and he goes to pick someone up. After a little while, he comes back with a girl, and they are holding each other's hands. Seeing this, Ruanlu becomes very sad. Just then, Ningji tells everyone, "This is my fiancée. We both met in this university, and for the last 6 months, she was in France. Now we are both getting married very soon." Hearing this, Ruanlu becomes even more sad, and from the next day she starts avoiding Ningji. She neither replies to anything he says, nor has lunch with him. After this, we see the present, where Ningji rescues her from the terrorists and brings her to the hospital. There, a doctor tells him, "There are no rooms available in the hospital now, so where will Dr. Ruanlu stay?" He then says, "Don't worry, my room is quite big, so she can stay in my room for now." After this, he shows her his room and says, "If you need anything, call me." So Ruanlu says, "I don't have your number because the day we got divorced, I deleted your contact number." So Ningji says, "Try to remember. I am sure you remember my number." After this, Ruanlu is taking a shower when the water supply in the washroom gets cut off. So she calls Ningji and tells him about it. He says, don't you worry, this happens here every day. Just wait for me for 2 minutes, I'm coming. After this, Ningji takes her to a river and tells her, whenever the water gets cut off in the hospital, I also come here to bathe. By the way, don't go too deep into the river because the river is very deep. Then Ruanlu asks, are there crocodiles in it? He says, you can see that for yourself when you go there. After this, Ruanlu gives him her clothes and goes into the river. Ningji then asks her, you used to be afraid of frogs, so how did you become a neurosurgeon? She replies, it has been 7 years since that time and everything changes with time. So he says, okay, then tell me how much I have changed. But he gets no reply to this. So he turns around and sees that Ruanlu is drowning in the water. So he also goes into the water to save her. But Ruanlu laughingly tells him, I was just washing my hair. After this, they both come out of there. And when they both go to the hospital room, Ningji says, if you are not comfortable in the room with me, I can go to my friend's room. She says, don't worry, I will manage all this. After this, we see in a flashback that Ruanlu is going to her classroom when she sees Ningji and his fiancé fighting, because his fiancé has postponed the wedding, because her career was being greatly affected. The next day, Ruanlu goes to a costume party with her friend Tanya, where Ningji starts dancing with her. Just then, he gets a call from his fiancé, and when he goes outside, his fiancé says sorry to him and says, please understand my situation and don't be angry with me. So he forgives her and says, it's okay, baby. Your career is more important. We can get married anytime. Just then, we see that Ruanlu sees both of them together and becomes very sad. The next day, Ningji takes all his juniors to show them his house and tells them, I am getting married soon. If you clean my house, I will give you all a treat. At this, everyone agrees to clean his house. Then Ningji goes to pick up his fiancé, and after he leaves, everyone cleans his house and leaves from there. But Ruanlu is still staying at his house and cleaning the bathroom. Just then, Ningji comes back home with his fiancé and thinks that everyone has left, so he asks his fiancé to come inside. But she says, I want to break up with you because I have fallen in love with another guy in France. And besides, you have become very busy these days. You have no time for our relationship. To which Ningji tells her, from today onwards, I will spend more and more time with you, but please don't break up with me. But she gives him her engagement ring and leaves from there. Meanwhile, Ruanlu has also heard their conversation. After this, Ningji finds out that someone is hiding in his bathroom. So he goes inside and asks her, what are you doing here? So Ruanlu says, sorry, to him and leaves from there. After this, Ningji goes to a bar and is drinking a lot, so Ruanlu is also keeping an eye on him there. When he drinks too much, she picks him up and takes him to his house, where Ningji's mom tells her, tomorrow I am going on a business trip, so please take care of my son because he just had a breakup. And since you two are in the same department, I am leaving you with this responsibility. To which Ruanlu says, yes, because now she has got a chance to be close to Ningji. In the next scene, we see the present, where Ningji tells Ruanlu, my mom has passed away. She was returning from a business trip when her car had an accident. After this, Ruanlu tells him, I am going back to China tomorrow. So the next day, he goes to drop her at the airport and asks her, what did you think of Africa? She says, I would now wish that we never meet again, and it's a good thing we both got divorced. Hearing this, Ningji angrily throws her luggage towards her, and after this, Ruanlu goes from Africa to China. Then we see in a flashback where Ningji, after his breakup, goes for drinks daily. And now, because Ruanlu has taken his responsibility, she also goes to the bar with him every day so that she can drop him home safely. But this time, Ruanlu also drinks a lot with him, and Ningji has to pick her up and carry her from there. And the next day, when Ruanlu wakes up, she sees that she is sleeping in Ningji's room. So she quickly gets up and asks him, how did I get here? So he tells her, last night you had a lot to drink, and I even went to drop you at your hostel, but by then, the door there was locked, so I brought you here. Just then, Ruanlu sees that the shirt she is wearing belongs to Ningji. So Ningji says, don't worry, last night you vomited on your clothes, so I had the maid change your clothes. After this, they are both going to the university together when some boys see them together and think that they are probably in a relationship. And when Ruanlu is having lunch with her friend Tanya, Tanya tells her, there is a rumor spreading throughout the university that you are having an affair with senior Ningji, so it would be better if you stay away from him for some time. After this, we are shown the present scene where Ruanlu has returned to China. Just then, she gets a message from Ningji, I think you took my charger. So she also messages him, look on your table, it must be there. Why would I bring your charger? Just then, Ningji's friend Chengzhou overhears his words and says, the charger is right in front of you, then why are you asking him? Oh, maybe you want to know if she reached China safely or not. At this, Ningji, while scolding him, says, what does this have to do with you? Mind your own business. A few days later, a senior doctor of Ruanlu calls Ningji to China because Ningji is a well-known neurosurgeon. Then the senior doctor tells him, there is a need for a doctor in my city hospital, and I want to give this opportunity to you because you are a great doctor, and our Dr. Ruanlu will assist you. And if you take responsibility for our doctor, she will also become a #1 doctor like you in the future. Now, this is what Ningji wanted, so he immediately says, yes, but poor Ruanlu is not ready for this. But still, she will now have to face Ningji every day. The next day, Ruanlu reaches the city hospital where her friend Tanya also works. She starts telling her, don't tell anyone here about my and Ningji's relationship. So Tanya says, okay. After this, Ruanlu is waiting for Ningji outside his office. Just then, another doctor named Wayin also comes there, and they both start waiting for Ningji. In the meantime, they both become very good friends, and when Ningji arrives there, he shows them both their cabins. After this, they both get to their work. After this, it is shown in a flashback that Tanya finds some papers outside her room which read, Senior Ningji is having an affair with Ruanlu, and because of that, he has broken up with his fiancée. So Tanya gets angry at her and says, everyone is blaming you, so why don't you tell everyone that Ningji's fiancé cheated on him? That's why they broke up. At this, Ruanlu says, I don't want Ningji to be embarrassed in front of everyone. Anyway, I am about to graduate, and then I won't have to listen to all this. The next day, Tanya and Ruanlu are having lunch when all the girls there start speaking ill of Ruanlu. So Tanya gets angry at them and throws juice on a girl, and then their fight starts. But just then, Ningji comes there, calms their fight, and takes Ruanlu with him. After this, Ningji's friend Chengzhou asks him, do you like Ruanlu? Because a video of you is going viral in which you are holding her hand and taking her away. So he says, those girls were insulting her, so I was just helping her. In the next scene, Ruanlu goes to meet Ningji and confesses her feelings to him, saying, I know that many girls must like you, but I am also sure that I am the one who loves you the most. I don't expect you to like me back at all. I just want you to let me care for you and love you. Saying this, she hugs him, to which Ningji says nothing and understands her words. The next day, Ruanlu checks her laptop and finds out that she has been selected for her postgraduate studies in a very big university. Seeing this, she becomes very happy. After this, we see in the present that Ruanlu is talking to a patient. So Ningji calls her and says, you are my assistant, so you only have to do my work. Therefore, you don't need to get too friendly with the patients. And yes, one important thing, this is a hospital, so there is no need to come here with so much lipstick plastered on. Saying this, he leaves from there. Now, because Ningji has given Ruanlu a lot of work, it gets very late by the time she finishes her work. When she goes home, she is not able to find a taxi. Just then, Ningji offers to drop her. When she sits in his car, she sees that there is a toy in it. So she asks him, do you still play with toys? Ningji says, no, this belongs to my son. Hearing this, Ruanlu says, why didn't you tell me that you also have a son? To this, he says, what does my life have to do with you? You mind your own business. But still, Ruanlu asks, by the way, how old is your son? To which he replies, he is 6 years old. So Ruanlu says, it has been 6 years since we got divorced. You turned out to be quite fast, man. Saying this, she goes to her house. After this, we see in a flashback where Ruanlu asks her parents to let her marry Ningji. They say, you are only 23 years old right now, so why do you want to get married now? She says, you people don't worry, my studies will not be disturbed at all because of the marriage. Just then, Ningji also arrives there, so Ruanlu's parents ask him, what work do you do? To which he gives them all his details. Therefore, Ruanlu's parents like Ningji a lot, and they agree to the marriage. After this, their pre-wedding shoot is going on when Ningji gets an important call, so he leaves from there. When Ruanlu goes to the washroom, she gets a call from Ningji's fiancé, who calls her to meet. And when Ruanlu goes to meet her, she says, I have heard that you are marrying Ningji. But does he love you? To this, Ruanlu says, I don't know, but I love him. So she starts saying, he doesn't love you at all. He is marrying you only at his mom's insistence. I haven't called you here to hurt or make you jealous. I just want to tell you that love is very important in a perfect relationship. I hope you will understand my point. Saying this, she leaves from there. After this, we see the wedding day scene, where Ningji puts a ring on her finger and kisses her. And now, their married life starts. After this, Ruanlu has an injury on her foot, so Ningji puts a bandage on it, after which Ruanlu kisses him and goes inside. Just then, Ningji gets a call from the hospital, asking him to come to the hospital as soon as possible. But he says, today is my wedding night, so I can't come. At this, they say, if it wasn't an emergency, we wouldn't have called you today. But the situation here is very serious, so you have to come. After this, he goes inside and tells Ruanlu, I am going to the hospital. But Ruanlu is so engrossed in taking a shower that she doesn't hear him. And when she comes out after taking a shower, she sees that Ningji is not there. So she calls him, but he doesn't attend her call either. And the next day, when Ningji comes back home, he sees that Ruanlu has fallen asleep on the sofa. So he goes to her and Ruanlu asks him, where did you go yesterday? And why didn't you answer my calls? So he says, when you were taking a shower, I told you that I was going to the hospital. So Ruanlu says, then I thought you were telling me to come out of the shower quickly. After this, she quickly goes to cook for him. But when she comes back, she sees that Ningji is fast asleep there because he is very tired. So Ruanlu also goes and sleeps by his side. After this, we see the present scene where Dr. Yiyuan is parking her car. But Ningji's friend Chengzhou parks his car in her spot. So Yiyuan goes to him and asks him to move his car, but he leaves from there without moving the car and says, while leaving, I don't have time. Find another place for your car. After this, when he is going inside the hospital with his friends, they tell him, two very beautiful doctors have come to our hospital. One is quite spicy, and one is very gentle. At this, Chengzhou says, okay, then introduce me to both of them because I will definitely win over one of them. After this, they first introduce Chengzhou to Yiyuan. They are both shocked to see each other because they have already met outside, and they have also had a fight. So Yiyuan gets angry seeing him and leaves from there. And after she leaves, Chengzhou asks his friends, was she the spicy one? To this, his friend says, yes, and says, the gentle one is still in the clinic with Dr. Ningji. On the other hand, we see that Ruanlu is avoiding Ningji. So he asks, why are you behaving like this? So she says, we should maintain some distance because I will not tolerate anyone associating our names together now. After this, when Ningji goes to his cabin, his friend Chengzhou is there and he tells him, I have come to know that your assistant is very beautiful. So now you tell me when you are introducing me to her. And just then, Chengzhou's friend brings Ruanlu there and starts introducing her. So Chengzhou is surprised to see her and is about to spill the truth about both of them. But just then, Ningji pulls him out of there and then says to him, don't tell anyone about our divorce because Ruanlu might feel uncomfortable with all this. After this, we see in a flashback where Ruanlu and Ningji are going to Africa for their honeymoon, and Ruanlu is very happy. But just then, Ningji gets a call in the car that there is an emergency for him, so he cannot go to Africa. And when he tells this to Ruanlu, Ruanlu gets upset inside, but she still smiles and says, it's okay, first you finish your work. We can go to Africa anytime. After this, we see in the present where Ningji calls Ruanlu to his cabin and tells her, please go to the kindergarten, pick up my son, and drop him home. At this, Ruanlu says, why don't you go and get him yourself? He says, I have an important meeting, and if I go to pick him up after the meeting, it will be late, and then he will get very angry. So Ruanlu goes to pick him up, where she says, I am your father's colleague, so I have come to pick you up. By the way, what is your name? To this, he says, my name is Ningxiang, but why do I feel like I have seen you somewhere? So Ruanlu says, no, we are meeting for the first time today. But still, Ningxiang is thinking, I have seen you somewhere. So Ruanlu says, I know I look beautiful, but why are you staring at me like that? To this he says, I have really seen you somewhere before, but I can't remember. Did you ever go abroad to study medicine? Ruanlu says, yes, after which Ningxiang tells her, then you are my mom. Hearing this, Ruanlu says, you have some misunderstanding. I am not your mom. But Ningxiang goes to his house and shows their wedding photo and says, you married my dad, which means you are my mom. And dad told me that my mom has gone to study. Just then, Ningji also comes back home, and Ningxiang starts asking him, is she my mom? He also denies it. Then Ningxiang, showing him the photo, says, why are you lying to me? After this, he brings more albums and says, I want to see more photos of my mom. To which Ningji scolds him, saying, how many times have I told you not to touch my things? So Ningxiang starts crying, but Ningji is still scolding him. So Ruanlu calms him down and takes him inside. Then, while going back, she says, he is still a child, so you shouldn't shout at him like that. After this, we see in a flashback where it is Ningji's birthday. So Ruanlu bakes a cake for him with her own hands and decorates it nicely and waits for him. But on the other hand, Ningji is performing a surgery, due to which he cannot come home early. When he comes late at night, Ruanlu has already gone to sleep alone. Sad. In the next scene, we see in the present where Ningxiang is telling Ningji, in 2 days there will be sports games at the kindergarten where both parents are required to be present. At this, he says, "No problem. We will take your uncle with us." But Ningxiang says, "If there are 3 of us men there, everyone will make fun of us." So Ningji says, "Okay, I will try my best to solve your problem." After this, when he goes to the hospital, he asks Ruanlu, "Can you go with Ningxiang to his support meeting?" To this, Ruanlu directly refuses, saying, "I only come here to work. It is not my responsibility to become your child's stepmother." Saying this, she leaves from there. And after a while, when she is having lunch, Ningji comes there again and starts requesting her. So she says, "If it is so important for the mom to go to the sports event, why don't you take his real mom?" He says, "If it were possible, I wouldn't have asked you for help." But still, Ruanlu does not agree. After this, when Ningji goes home, Ningxiang tells him, "You said that you would convince mom." Saying this, he starts crying. When Ningji tries to console him, he locks him inside the washroom and leaves the house with his bag. After this, he goes directly to the hospital to meet Ruanlu and says, "Mom, I want you to come with us to the sports meeting." After which, Ruanlu asks him, "Who did you come here with?" He says, "I locked Dad in the washroom and ran here to meet you." Hearing this, Ruanlu says, "First, let's go home, then we will talk about this." But Ningxiang says, "First, you promise that you will come with me to the sports meeting. Otherwise, I will not go back home." So Ruanlu promises him to go to the meeting, and then she drops him at his house. After this, we see in a flashback where Ruanlu is preparing a tiffin for Ningji with great love, but Ningji is so tired at lunchtime that he doesn't feel like eating at all, and when he comes back home, he throws that food in the dustbin outside. Ruanlu sees him doing this and says, "If you don't like the food made by my hands at all, you can tell me directly." Then Ningji says, "I have a lot of work pressure at the hospital, so stop bringing food for me there because I prefer to eat from the canteen." Hearing this, Ruanlu becomes very sad. After this, we see in the present where Ningji goes to an old lady whose eyes need surgery, but for this, they need permission from her family. So Ruanlu informs, "We have inquired about their family and have also tried to contact their son, but when they found out that she is admitted to the hospital, they cut the call." At this, Ningji says, "Try to contact their family in any way because it is important for her surgery to be done as soon as possible." Saying this, he leaves from there. In the next scene, Ruanlu is having lunch with her friend Tanya. When Tanya tells her, "Did Ningji tell you that Ningxiang is not his biological son? He found him in the hospital corridor, and he also had a brain tumor, but Ningji performed his surgery and adopted him." Hearing this, Ruanlu is very shocked. The next day, Ruanlu goes to the sports meeting with Ningxiang. Just then, Ningxiang tells all his friends that she is his mom. After this, the sports games start there, in which the children's parents also have to participate in the game. And first of all, there is a chair race, in which they lose the game because Ruanlu falls. After this, there are more games, but they do not win them either. Now, there is one last game left in which the children's parents have to race with one leg joined together, and they both promise Ningxiang, "This time we will make you win." But this time too, Ruanlu falls, due to which they lose. So they both start saying sorry to him, but Ningxiang says, "It's okay, Mom. You came here to play games for me. That is enough for me." Saying this, he hugs her. After this, Ningxiang does not get an award for losing the game, but he gets the Best Family Award, due to which he becomes very happy. After this, the 3 of them go on stage to receive the award, where Ningji is about to tell that they are not a family when Ruanlu snatches the mic from him and introduces herself as Ningxiang's mom. After this, when they go home, Ruanlu says, "You either find a real mom for Ningxiang or get a new mom for him. Otherwise, he will become sad again." Saying this, she's about to leave when Ningji starts having a stomach ache, so Ruanlu gives him medicine. After this, we see in a flashback where, after Ningji comes from the hospital, Ruanlu goes to him, but by then he is asleep, so she puts a blanket on him and leaves. But we see that Ningji is only pretending to be asleep. The next day, Ruanlu goes to meet her friend Tanya and tells her, "I feel like Ningji is just forcing this marriage. He doesn't even have time to talk to me. Even when he comes home, he only does hospital work and then sleeps." At this, Tanya says, "He is under a lot of pressure right now because he is preparing for an exam, as he has to represent our hospital." After this, when Ruanlu goes back home, she sees that Ningji is sleeping in his car. She goes inside and asks him, "Instead of going home, what are you doing here? Tanya was telling me that you are under a lot of work pressure right now. Why didn't you tell me all this?" At this, Ningji says, "You are preparing for the postgraduate entrance exam, so I didn't want to distract you." Just then, Ruanlu says, "I feel like there is something on your mind that you are not telling me. You used to share your happiness with your fiancé, but with me you neither talk nor ever fight. So, I want to spend some time with my family for a while." Saying this, she goes to her house. When she goes to her house, she is having dinner with her parents, but suddenly she starts vomiting. So she calls her friend Tanya and tells her, "I think I am pregnant." So Tanya says, poor Ningji is going to America after a few days to complete his studies, but if you are pregnant, it will not be right for him to go to America. So you both should discuss this. Just then, Ningji arrives there and asks her to go home with him, and Ruanlu also agrees to go back home. After this, when they are both leaving from there, on the way, Ruanlu tells him, I think I am pregnant. Hearing this, Ningji says, what about your entrance exam? She says, if I am really pregnant, then I will give the entrance exam again. But first I have to confirm this. In the next day, we see that Ruanlu goes to Ningji and says, I am not pregnant. I ate something cold. That's why I was vomiting. So now you can go to America to study, and I will also give my entrance exam. So he says, I have refused to go to America. To which Ruanlu says, you call your leader again and tell him that you want to go to America. Because if you miss such a big opportunity because of me, I will not feel good at all. After this, we see in the present where Ruanlu goes to meet Ningxiang. He is all alone. So she starts painting with him. Just then, she gets a message from Ningji. I will be late coming home, so please take care of Ningxiang. Now, because Ningxiang is painting, he has put color all over his face and he starts putting color on Ruanlu's face too. Then, they both have fun for a long time. Ruanlu's clothes are completely spoiled with paint. So, after Ningxiang falls asleep, she goes to the bathroom and starts washing her shirt. Then she is drying it with a hairdryer when Ningji comes back home. Ruanlu gets very embarrassed and then tells him, actually, Ningxiang spilled paint on my clothes, so I had to wash my clothes. After this, Ningji brings her one of his shirts to wear. After this, when she is leaving, Ningji tells her, you can't go out of the house wearing a dress like this, so you stay here. I have to talk to you about something. After this, he tells her, I will be very busy for the next few days, so can you please take care of Ningxiang until then? At this, she says, I also have a test. If I fail, won't you be ashamed of being my teacher? So he says, okay, then you just take care of him for 2 or 3 days. So she agrees to this. During this time, Ningxiang comes there and insists, today I will sleep with both of you because I have never slept with my parents. So Ruanlu agrees, and then they both make him sleep by reciting a poem, and they both also fall asleep there. After this, we see in the flashback where Ningji goes to America without telling Ruanlu. When she wakes up in the morning, she gets a message from Ningji, I am going to America, so take good care of yourself. After this, we see the present scene where the old lady's family is forcibly taking them home. So Ruanlu tells them, it is very important for her to have eye surgery, so you cannot take her like this. But at this, their daughter-in-law starts saying, you people are charging a lot of money for the surgery, so we will take good care of her at home, but we will not waste money on surgery. But just then, Ningji comes there and forbids them from taking the old lady. Then we see in the flashback where it has been a year since Ningji went to America, and when Ruanlu messages him, he does not reply. So Ruanlu books flight tickets to go to America. In the next scene, we see that Ruanlu is leaving for the flight when she calls Ningji to tell him, I am also coming to America. To which he says, I myself am coming back after a week, and right now I am preparing for the test. If you come here, I will not be able to make time for you, so you stay there and wait for me. Saying this, he cuts the call, but Ruanlu does not listen to him and goes to America. In the next scene, we see Ningji telling all his colleagues, the test result is out and we all have passed. Hearing this, everyone becomes happy and is going out to celebrate together. Just then, Ruanlu comes there with flowers to meet him, but when she sees Ningji so happy, she hides her face with the flowers, and then, after he leaves, she starts thinking, you are never this happy with me. If I had not come here today and seen you, I would never have known that you also smile. It seems that I am not that important in your life. Thinking this, she throws those flowers in the dustbin and then goes back to China again. On the other hand, Ningji gets a call from Ruanlu's mom who asks him, did Ruanlu reach America or not? She is not picking up my call, so I am worried about her. Then Ningji realizes that the girl hiding behind the flowers was Ruanlu. So he goes and takes those flowers out of the dustbin, and after a week he goes back to China, where Ruanlu goes to pick him up. Ningji asks her to have lunch together, but just then, Ruanlu tells him to get a divorce. Ningji says, give me a chance to explain. I did not know that you had come to America. So she says, when we got married, I thought that one day you would also fall in love with me, but to this day, you have not fallen in love with me. So it is best for both of us to separate. After this, the next day, she is leaving Ningji's house and going to her parents' house. But just then, Ningji goes and hugs her and asks her not to go. But this is just Ruanlu's imagination. After this, she is leaving from there. But just then, Ningji tells her to stay there. Hearing this, she goes to him and hugs him. But this is also just her imagination. Now, because Ningji has not said a single word to stop her, she leaves his house and goes away after giving him a divorce. After this, we see in the present where the old lady lady's son is secretly taking her away from there. But just then, the lady goes into a coma, so they both leave her there and run away from there. And when the doctor finds out, he performs surgery on the old lady without informing her family because, at that time, surgery was very necessary to save her life. Then, after a few days, her son comes again and tells Ruanlu, "Why did you perform mom's surgery without our permission, due to which she is in a coma today?" To this, Ruanlu says, "Your mom had fallen from the stairs, due to which it was very important to perform her surgery at that time." So her son tells them, "When we came to see her last time, she was absolutely fine. She went into a coma because of the surgery, so I will file a police complaint against you people." Just then, Yiyuan also comes there, but he starts fighting with her too. In the next scene, Ruanlu tells Ningji about this. That old lady's son is talking about filing a police case in the hospital. So he says, "Don't you worry, he won't be able to do anything. I will handle everything." After this, Ningji asks her to go with him to pick up Ningxiang, and also says, "You drive the car because I am feeling a little sleepy." Then Ruanlu starts to put on his seatbelt, but just then a man comes and clicks a photo of them together. After this, they go to pick up Ningxiang, and Ningxiang becomes very happy to see Ruanlu. After this, he gives her a gift for Mother's Day and says, "Dad must have given you gifts before, right?" Then Ningji says, "Stop talking this nonsense, or I will not bring mom to pick you up again." Hearing this, Ningxiang becomes quiet. After this, Ningji goes to drop Ruanlu at her house. Hearing this, everyone is shocked and does not reply to his question. Just then, Ruanlu's mom asks Ningji to come inside. After this, when they come inside, her mom asks them to stay for dinner. But just then, Ruanlu says they have very important work tonight, so they cannot stay here. After this, we see the next morning scene where photos of Ningji and Ruanlu have gone viral in the hospital. When Ruanlu sees them, I was just putting on his seatbelt. He asked me to drive the car because he was feeling very sleepy. Saying this, she leaves from there. In the next scene, Yiyuan is telling everyone, Dr. Ningji is in big trouble right now because that lady's family has filed a complaint against him. And now we can't even prove that the lady fell on the stairs. That's why Dr. Ningji operated on her. And now, we don't even have footage of the stairs because there is no camera installed there. After this, Ruanlu goes to get the CCTV footage of the cameras around the stairs, in which the lady's son and her daughter-in-law were running away from there in a hurry. After seeing this, Ruanlu becomes suspicious of them. She makes a video in which she says, "We don't know what happened on the stairs, but we have all the evidence with which we can prove that Dr. Ningji is innocent. He saved her life by performing surgery on the lady for 20 hours straight, and still, her family is taking action against him." In the next scene, when Ruanlu is getting ready for the hospital, her brother Ruanlang comes and gives her the car key and says, "I have bought a new car for you, so now you should go to the hospital in your own car." Hearing this, Ruanlu gets quite confused and thinks, "This crazy person can't buy anything for himself. Where did he get a car for me from? Something is wrong." But still, she drives the car to her hospital with great pleasure, where Ningji asks her, "Where did you get this car from?" She says, "My brother gifted it to me." After finishing her work at the hospital, Ruanlu again goes to Ningji's house to meet Ningxiang, where she cooks good food for him and then says, "Why don't you find a mom for Ningxiang?" So he says, "If I find a mom for him, she will be a stepmother in Ningxiang's eyes because he considers you his real mom." During this, their doorbell rings, and when they both see, it is Ningji's cousin brother. So he tells Ruanlu to hide and calls him inside. There, his cousin brother tells him, "In all these years, I have sent you on blind dates with 20 girls, but you have not taken a single one seriously. What is wrong with that girl who is a graphic model? Her face and figure are so good." At this, Ningji says, "But she would suit you." Then his brother says, "Okay, tell me what was wrong with that teacher. If you had married her, she would have also given tuition to Ningxiang." At this, Ningji says, "I found her okay, but Ningxiang found her quite strict and was also very scared of her." Then his brother says, "Okay, tell me what kind of girl you want." To which he says, "Whatever you think is right." So his brother says, "I have been telling you about the girls that I thought were right for a long time, but you rejected all of them." After this, Ningji says, "I have a lot of surgeries to do tomorrow, so please let me sleep." Saying this, he kicks them out of the house, and after he leaves, Ruanlu also goes to her house. The next day, she tells her friend Tanya, Ningji's cousin brother introduced him to 20 girls, but he did not say yes to anyone. So Tanya also laughingly says, "I also asked him to go on a blind date with many girls, but he is not interested in anyone. And I did not tell you this because I thought you would feel bad." During this, Ruanlu gets a message from her mom, in which she says, "My mom wants to send me on a blind date with a university teacher." Just then, Ningji also comes there and asks her, "What are you two talking about?" So Tanya, to make Ningji jealous, asks Ruanlu, "When are you going for blind dates?" She replies, "This Saturday or Sunday." So Tanya says, do you have a nice dress or should we both go to buy a new dress together? Saying this, she leaves from there. And after she leaves, Ningji says, if you go on a blind date, how will I explain it to Ningxiang? Because he thinks that you are his real mom. So she says, how you have to explain it to him is your problem, not my problem. The next day, when Ruanlu goes on a blind date, her brother Ruanlang tells their mom, Mom, why are you doing all this? I want my sister and brother-in-law to be together again. So his mom says, I also want the same thing, but what can we do in this when they both want to live separately? Saying this, she gets emotional and leaves from there. On the other hand, when Ruanlu goes on a blind date, she finds out that he is a biology teacher because he has started giving a biology lecture here as well, which bores her a lot. We see that Ningji and Ningxiang have also come there, and Ningxiang sees Ruanlu with that man and starts going towards Ruanlu. But just then, Ningji tells him, now you should call her auntie, not mom. So Ningxiang runs to Ruanlu and starts calling her auntie. Then Ruanlu tells the professor, this is Dr. Ningji and he is my colleague. Just then, Ningxiang takes Ruanlu aside and asks her, who is this uncle with glasses? Are you dating him? To this, Ruanlu says, who is teaching you all this? On the other hand, that professor starts telling Ningji, we both came on a blind date and now she is my girlfriend. Hearing this, Ningji gets very jealous and takes Ningxiang and leaves from there. And after coming home, Ningxiang tells him, I got a headache after meeting that uncle. Mom is dating another uncle. Don't you care about it? At this, Ningji says, who teaches you all this? So he says, children know everything. You just bring mom back home as soon as possible. Saying this, he leaves from there. In the next day, we see that the biology professor comes to the hospital to meet Ruanlu and tells her, I have found out that Ningji is your ex-husband, but believe me, I don't care about your past. I am ready to marry you. Just stay away from your ex-husband and you can meet your son once a week. At this, Ruanlu says, sorry, but I haven't thought about our relationship yet. Saying this, she starts to leave. Just then, the professor grabs her hand and tries to stop her. Just then, Ningji comes there and tells him, you can't grab our staff's hand like this. At this, the professor says, I have come to know that you are her ex-husband. So why did you both lie to me on the blind date? So Ningji says, don't make a scene here, or I will call security. Saying this, he takes Ruanlu and leaves from there. On the way, Ruanlu says, if you weren't a doctor, you would surely be a security guard. Hearing this, Ningji glares at her and says, instead of going on a blind date with a man like that, you should focus on your work. In the next scene, Ruanlu goes to meet a lawyer so that she can handle the case with the old lady's son. The lawyer she goes to meet is named Wayin, who is the son of their family friend. Ruanlu tells him, you always handle big cases, so I want you to suggest a cheap lawyer for me, because my case is quite small. At this, he says, first, you tell me about your case. So she says, a lady was admitted to our hospital whose surgery we had performed, but her son came there and started fighting with us, and also misbehaved with the staff, and now he is not even paying her treatment fees. At this, Wayin says, we are both family friends, so I will handle this case myself, and I will not charge you any fees for it. Hearing this, Ruanlu becomes very happy and is leaving from there after saying thanks to him. Just then, Wayin asks her to exchange numbers, and after exchanging numbers, Ruanlu leaves from there happily. After this, when she goes to her house, she gets a call from the bank, who tell her that the installment for the car that her brother has taken has not been paid yet. Just then, her brother says, I wanted you to go to the hospital on time, so I bought a car for you. And as for its installment, you will have to pay it yourself. When I get money, I will also help you with it. On the other hand, Ningji is trying to put Ningxiang to sleep, but he tells him, you go on a blind date with mom, otherwise that uncle will go on a blind date with her again. So Ningji says, it depends on your mom who she wants to go on a date with. Then Ningxiang says, that uncle with glasses was asking me about you and mom. He asked which hospital you work in and if mom lives with us, but I didn't tell him anything. At this, Ningji says, if someone asks you such a question again, you tell them that mom lives with us in our house, and she loves dad very much. So Ningxiang says, why are you teaching me to lie? Lying is not a good thing, is it? So Ningji tells him to sleep quietly. The next day, when Ruanlu is going to the hospital, Wayin comes with his car and offers to drop her. When Ruanlu is about to go to the hospital, he stops her and comes to give her flowers and says, I have grown these myself, because besides being a lawyer, I am also a gardener. So Ruanlu becomes happy and leaves from there after taking the flowers and saying thanks. After this, when she goes to the hospital, she sees that Tanya is crying a lot, so she asks her the reason for crying, but Tanya does not tell her anything. After this, at off time, they both go for dinner together, and Ruanlu asks her again, why were you crying in the hospital? So Tanya tells her, I feel like my husband is cheating on me because he told me that the company is sending him on a business trip. But when I asked his leader, he said that they have not sent him on any business trip. At this, Ruanlu says, if he is really cheating on you, will you get a divorce from him? So Tanya says, I haven't thought about it yet because if we get divorced, then what will happen to my child? I don't understand anything, and my mind is not working at all right now. Saying this, she starts drinking a lot. After this, Ruanlu is taking her from there when she gets a call from Ningxiang, who tells her, crying, when I woke up at night to go to the toilet, I couldn't find Dad anywhere, and I am alone at home, so I am very scared. Please come here quickly. Hearing this, Ruanlu gets very worried about him, and quickly calls her brother Ruanlang, and tells him about Tanya, and asks him to drop her home. After a while, when her brother Ruanlang comes there, he takes Tanya from there, and in the car, he is looking at her and smiling because he has liked her since childhood. On the other hand, when Ruanlu goes to meet Ningxiang, she shows him a small tent house of hers and asks him to come inside too. After this, Ruanlu puts him to sleep by reciting a poem, and she also falls asleep there. And after a little while, when Ningji comes back from the hospital, he takes them both out of the tent. And when Ruanlu is going back to her house, Ningji asks her to stay there because it is very late at night, to which Ruanlu agrees. After this, in the next morning, Ruanlang and Tanya have gone for lunch, where Tanya tells him, you took great care of me last night, but your sister says that you are quite unreliable. At this, he says, don't listen to that nonsense. Didn't she tell you that I bought her a car? At this, Tanya says, yes, she did, and she has to pay the installments for it too. So Ruanlang says, when I get money, I will give it to her. And I bought a car for her because I don't want her to go by taxi. In the next scene, Ruanlu has come for dinner with Wayin. Just then he tells her, tomorrow I'm going to a party with friends, so can you come with me? At this, Ruanlu says, I am not free tomorrow. So he says, you work very hard, so you should also relax a little, right? So she says, relaxation is not in the fate of us doctors. In the next scene, we see a hospital scene where a nurse goes and tells Ruanlu the old lady's daughter has come to see her. After this, when they go to meet the girl says, my name is Huanzi. I want to say sorry on behalf of my brother, and I promise that I will give you all the money for my mom's treatment. Just then, Ningji says, we will discharge her after a few days, then you can take her. Saying this, he leaves from there, and Ruanlu follows him out and says, I feel like I have seen this girl somewhere. Have you met her before? Ningji denies this. After this, we see that it is Ningji's birthday, so Yi Yuan gifts him a watch and says, actually, I have liked you for a long time, but I was afraid to tell you. At this, Ningji scolds her and tells her to focus on her work. Hearing this, Yi Yuan becomes very sad, and when all the staff members are celebrating Ningji's birthday in the hospital, Yi Yuan leaves from there, sadly. After this, when Ruanlu is going to her house, Ningji gets into her car and says, I have promised Ningxiang that you will also celebrate his birthday with us. So Ruanlu also agrees to go with him, and when they both go home, Ningji's father is also there to celebrate his birthday, who is happy to see Ruanlu. After this, they all sit together and have dinner. And on the other hand, Yi Yuan is very sad and is drinking. Just then, a man comes and starts harassing her, and Cheng Zhou comes and saves her and tells her not to drink too much. He explains to her, don't get hurt by such small things. You know that, doctor. Ningji is very busy, so he doesn't have time for a relationship. But yes, if you want, you can look for a handsome boy around you and date him. Actually, he is talking about himself here. After this, Yi Yuan drinks a lot, so Cheng Zhou safely drops her at her house. And on the other hand, Ningji cuts the cake, and then, after a while, Ningxiang asks Ruanlu, Mom, do you still like Dad? Ruanlu remembers many things from the past and says, I don't have the courage to like them anymore. Saying this, she leaves from there. After this, Ningji's father comes to his room and tells him, Ningxiang is very happy with Ruanlu. It is true that Ruanlu was angry with you 7 years ago, but not anymore, because she just said that she doesn't have the courage to like you anymore. This means she wants to like you, but she is afraid that you will hurt her again. On the other hand, when Ruanlu is going to her house, Wayin comes there and says, you work so hard in the hospital. Seeing this, your image in my eyes has become even clearer, and now I feel like I have started to like you. At this, Ruanlu says, I am very busy with my work daily, and right now I am focusing on my career, so I don't want to get into any relationship. So Wayin says, okay, fine. I will not force you for this, but you can at least go to dinner with me, right? So Ruanlu agrees to this. And later, when they go to dinner, Ningji is also there with his cousin brother. When he sees Ruanlu and Wayin together, he is not looking at them, but he turns on his phone's camera and starts keeping an eye on them. Meanwhile, Wayin gives some money to Ruanlu and says, the old lady's son has given this to you as compensation. Seeing this, Ruanlu becomes very happy. The next day, Huanzi has come to pay the hospital bill, but she does not have a balance in her account. Just then, Ruanlu comes to her and gives her some money and says, you can also pay the hospital bill with this. So Huanzi says, "This is your money, right? I can't take it." So Ruanlu says, "This is your brother's money, which he gave me as compensation." So Huanzi takes the money. After this, when they are discharging the old lady, Ningxiang also comes there, and Huanzi keeps staring at him. Then she starts asking Ruanlu, "Who is this child?" At this, she tells her, "This is Dr. Ningji's son." But still, Huanzi is looking at him with great affection. The next day, when Ruanlu and Ningji are at Ningxiang's kindergarten with him, Ruanlu asks him, "Have you ever met Ningxiang's parents?" So he says, "No, I found him in the hospital corridor." They are talking when Ruanlu gets a call from Huanzi, who starts asking her, "How old is Dr. Ningji's son?" At this, she tells her, "He is 6 years old, but why are you asking?" So she says, "Actually, I have bought some clothes for him, so please give them to him because he seemed very cute to me." To which Ruanlu says, "Yes." After this, Ningji asks her, "Why did you give that girl your personal phone number?" So she says, "Why are you worried about that? I didn't give her your number, did I?" Then Ningji angrily says, "Instead of doing this useless work, focus on your job because next week we are going on a business trip." After this, the next day, when Yi Yuan is going to the hospital, Chengzhou brings food for her. But just then, another doctor comes there, who starts walking with Yi Yuan and has also brought food for her. Seeing this, Chengzhou gets very jealous, and when Yi Yuan is having breakfast, Chengzhou comes there and tells her, "Why are you eating this foreign food? You eat the food I brought. It's very healthy." After this, he throws away the first one. So Dr. Yi Yuan gets angry at him. "Did you take some wrong medicine today? Because you have spread food everywhere, so go and clean it up quickly." But Chengzhou leaves from there angrily and says, "I made food for her with so much effort, and she is lecturing me." In the next scene, when Ruanlu is going to her house, Ningji also gets into her car and says, "Today your brother has invited me for dinner, so let's go quickly." After this, when they reach home, Ningji sees that her parents have also invited Wayin there. So Ningji starts to leave from there, but Ruanlu's brother, Ruanlang, asks him to stay there and have dinner. After this, they all sit together and have dinner. And after dinner, when Ruanlu goes to her room to work, Ningji also goes to her room to help her with her work. Just then, he finds a toy there in which Ruanlu has written Ningji's name. So he asks her, "Why did you write my name in it?" So she says, "This is my punching bag. When I get angry, I punch it." Hearing this, Ningji says, "When will you stop doing these weird things?" After this, he starts helping her with her work. On the other hand, Wayin is sitting outside playing chess with Ruanlu's father, but his full attention is on Ruanlu's room. After this, Ruanlang goes to the kitchen, so his mom tells him, Wayin is a famous lawyer and he also has many luxury cars. At this, he says, "We can never compare a lawyer to a doctor." So his mom says, "I also like Ningji more, but your dad likes Wayin. I want Ruanlu and Ningji to be together again. But you know your elder sister, how big her attitude is. Now we can't force her, but I am happy now that she has another option besides Ningji." Just then, Ruanlang says, "You do something so that sister has no other option besides Ningji. I am sure you can do that." After this, we see that Ningji is still doing Ruanlu's work, and Ruanlu is sleeping peacefully. And then after a while, Ningji completes her work and goes to her and puts a blanket on her. On the other hand, Ruanlang tells Wayin, "It's quite late now, so you should go back to your home." So when he is leaving from there, just then Ningji also comes out, and Ruanlang goes to see him off. Seeing this, Wayin feels quite bad because Ruanlang is not behaving friendly with him at all. He is only giving respect to Ningji. After this, when Wayin is leaving, he meets Ruanlang on the way, so he asks him, "Why do I feel that you don't like me?" So Ruanlang says, "I don't want to like you either. And yes, please stop chasing my sister. Even if you are rich and single, you can never match up to Dr. Ningji. Now you go and please don't come back again." Saying this, he leaves from there. On the other hand, when Ningji is going back to his house, Wayin comes there and tells him, "You won't get any cab this late at night, so I will drop you at your house." After this, when Ningji gets into his car, Wayin tells him, "I have heard that you and Ruanlu are going for a seminar together. I have a lot of friends there too. So if you say so, I can make arrangements for you." So Ningji says, "There is no need for that." Then Wayin says, "I like Ruanlu a lot, and I feel that we are a perfect match. Our parents and we both also know each other well, and our interests also match a lot." At this, Ningji says, "You like her, but does she like you? This is not as simple as you think it is, so now stop talking and concentrate on driving the car." In the next scene, Ningji and Ruanlu go for a seminar where Ruanlu is sleeping with her head on his shoulder on the plane. When she wakes up, Ningji asks her, "Why did you choose to become a neurosurgeon? There are very few female neurosurgeons in our country." At this, she says, "I can also achieve everything that you have done." So Ningji says, "This means that you are copying me." So she says, "I am not copying you, but I am preparing to surpass you." Hearing this, Ningji smiles. Now we are shown the seminar scene, where Ruanlu goes on stage and gives her speech and represents her hospital. On the other hand, we see that Ruanlang has brought Tanya to an expensive restaurant, but Tanya asks him to go to another restaurant. But he says, "Don't you worry, I am going to get a lot of money because I am going to act as a CEO in my next drama." Then Tanya says, "Is it easy to act as a CEO?" At this he says, yes, he is a bit arrogant, and he doesn't like to talk to people at all. They are talking when Tanya's husband comes there with a girl, and as soon as he sees Tanya, he sends the girl out of there. And when Tanya asks him, "Who was that girl?" he says, "She's a client of mine." So Tanya says, "Then why did she leave from here as soon as she saw me?" Then her husband says, "First, you tell me who this boy is." So Tanya says, "He is my friend's younger brother, Ruanlang." After which her husband says, "You are the one who came to drop my wife home that night, right? And you started dating him so quickly." Hearing this, Ruanlang gets angry at him, and a fight starts between them. But Tanya stops Ruanlang, and then her husband leaves from there in anger, and Tanya also follows him home. In the next scene, we see that Ruanlu and Ningji have returned from the seminar. When Ruanlu goes to her house, her mom tells her, "Since this morning, Ruanlang has been behaving very strangely, and he has not come out of his room even once. I feel something is wrong." After this, when Ruanlu goes to his room, he is calling Tanya, but Tanya is not replying to him. After this, when Ruanlu asks him, "Mom is saying that you are behaving strangely today." At this he says, "I was in my room, what's the problem with that?" So she says, "I know you very well. You don't behave like this at all, so tell me quickly what the matter is." So he says, "2 days ago, I went for lunch with Tanya. Just then, her husband came there with his girlfriend, and we had a fight. And now I have been calling Tanya since morning, but she is not picking up my call." At this, Ruanlu says, "Tanya is absolutely fine. Don't worry, because she just chatted on the group a little while ago." After this, when Ruanlu goes to the hospital, Tanya gives her some things and says, "When you people went to the seminar, Wanzi had come here, and she has given all this for Ningxiang. And yes, she was also making a lot of inquiries about Ningxiang, like how old he is, and how tall he is, and if Ningji is his biological father." Hearing this, Ruanlu gets lost in thought as to why Huanzi is doing this. After this, she asks Tanya, "Then what did you tell her?" So Tanya says, "I said that, yes, Ningji is his biological father." After this, we see Chengzhou, who is asking Dr. Yi Yuan, "Do you have any secret?" She says, "I am not interested in telling you my secret." Saying this, she leaves from there. Just then, Chengzhou slowly says, "But I have a secret. It is that I like you." Saying this, he gets very shy. After this, when Tanya and Ruanlu are having lunch together, Ruanlu asks her, "What have you thought about your husband?" So she says, "My husband has promised me that he will break up with that girl. You may not speak much, but you don't hesitate to make big decisions. But it's not like that with me. I am very soft-hearted, and I can't divorce him so quickly because it will not only affect my life but also my child's life very much." After this, Ruanlu says, "I am sure that the decision you have made has been made after a lot of thought." In the next scene, Wayin has come to the hospital and is treating all the staff to coffee. When Ningdi comes there, he sees him and starts saying to everyone, "Me and Ruanlu are very close friends." Hearing this, Ningji gets very jealous and then says to everyone, "Tell him that it is working hours right now, so he should not disturb us. He can come some other time." Hearing this, all the staff members leave from there. Then, Ruanlu goes to see him off and she tells him, "Don't take Dr. Ningji's words to heart. He is very serious when he is working, that's why he behaved like that with you, but he is very good at heart." After this, we see that Chengzhou's friend brings flowers and gives them to Yi Yuan. Then Chengzhou deliberately goes to Yi Yuan and says, "It seems someone likes you. He must have sent these flowers for you. By the way, that person's choice must be very good." After this, everyone starts thinking, who is it who is sending flowers for Yi Yuan? After this, one of the doctors says, "I feel like Dr. Ningji has sent this." Hearing which Yi Yuan says, "He would not have sent this. And besides, I am feeling very embarrassed. I thought I liked him, but it was just my attraction." After this, when Yi Yuan is going to her house, Chengzhou also comes there and tells her, "I had sent those flowers for you because I like you a lot, so I want to ask you, do you also like me?" Just then, Yi Yuan pushes him back and tells him, "Stay away from me." Saying this, she leaves from there. But Chengzhou still follows her and tells her, "Will you be my girlfriend or not?" Dr. Yi Yuan refuses. So he says, "Why don't you like me? At least I look more handsome than Dr. Ningji." So she says, "I neither like Dr. Ningji nor you, so please don't be upset. It would be better if you give up." Saying this, she leaves from there. In the next scene, Ruanlu has not gone to the hospital because it is Sunday. Just then, Wayin comes to her house with his dog and tells her, "Why haven't you gone out anywhere on the weekend today? Aren't you getting bored at home?" So she says, actually, there are going to be a lot of surgeries in our hospital, so I am preparing for that. Just then, Ningji also comes there, who sees Wayin in his house and, to make him jealous, goes and sits next to Ruanlu and says, "Why weren't you replying to my message? I thought you were sick, so I came to see you." Just then, Wayin tells him, "You are her ex-husband, so in that way, you are her past tense, right?" At this, Ningji says, "If I marry her again, I can become her present and future tense too." Hearing this, Ruanlu tells him, "Who said I am going to marry you?" So Ningji says, "We were just discussing tenses." After this, he gives her some gifts and says, "Ningsang has sent all this for you." Saying this, he leaves from there. In the next scene, we see that Huanzi picks up Ningxiang from kindergarten and takes him to her house where she has cooked a lot of food for him. And on the other hand, Ningji is very worried about this and tells Ruanlu, "Someone has picked up Ningxiang from kindergarten and she said that she is our maid." Now I don't understand who could have done this. So Ruanlu says, "Don't you worry. I think I know who it is." After this, she calls Huanzi and asks her, "Is Ningxiang with you?" To which she says, "Yes, he is with me and is eating at my house." So Ruanlu says, "Tell us your home address as soon as possible, or else we will call the police." Hearing this, Huanzi sends her home address to her. After this, Huanzi's brother says, "Ningxiang looks just like you. Is he your son, whom you left at the hospital 6 years ago?" Then he picks up Ningxiang in his arms and tells him, "Look, this is your biological mom, and I am your uncle." But just then, Ruanlu and Ningji also arrive there, and hearing their voice, Ningxiang starts shouting loudly. Then they both go inside, fight with Huanzi's brother, and run away from there with Ningxiang. The next day, Huanzi has called Ningji and Ruanlu to meet, where she tells Ningji, "I am Ningxiang's biological mother, so can you please send him back with me?" Along with this, she sits down and starts crying and starts thanking Ningji for taking care of Ningxiang for 6 years. Seeing this, Ningji gets very angry and says, "How could you even think that I would give my son to you? And besides, it has not been proven yet that you are his biological mom. We will talk about this only after the DNA test." Saying this, he leaves from there. In the next scene, we see that Ruanlu gets a call from Ningxiang, and he says, "Dad has suddenly got a fever, so can you come here and take care of him?" Hearing this, Ruanlu immediately goes to Ningji's house and gives him his sickness medicine. Then she goes to Ningxiang's room to put him to sleep, and Ningxiang emotionally tells her, "I am very worried about Dad because if I am not here one day, then if Dad gets sick, who will take care of him?" At this, Ruanlu says, "Where are you going?" So he says, "The lady who took me to her house is my biological mom, and sooner or later, I will have to go with her." So Ruanlu says, "Whatever happens in the future, your dad and I will always love you like this." Saying this, she tells him to go to sleep. The next morning, the three of them are having breakfast together when Ningxiang tells Ningji, "Last night you had a fever, so mom stayed up all night and took care of you." Hearing this, Ningji feels good. And then, after having breakfast, when Ningji is getting ready to go to the hospital, Ruanlu goes there and helps him tie his tie. Ningji gets very emotional and looks at her and says, "Why did we get a divorce?" Saying this, he is about to kiss her, but just then, Ningxiang comes there and says, "Dad, I am ready for school. Let's go quickly, or I will be late." In the next scene, we see that Huanzi has had a DNA test done, and the result is positive, which means that she is Ningxiang's biological mother. After this, when she tells this to Ningji and Ruanlu, they both become very sad hearing this. Then, Ningji tells Huanzi, "Neither your salary is very good, nor is your education level high. So do you want Ningxiang to struggle with you too? Look, I don't care who his biological parents are. I just know that now I am his father, and I want to give him a good life. So please, let him stay with me." So Huanzi says, "Yes, it is true that if Ningxiang stays with you, he will get a comfortable life, but I am the only one who can give him a mother's love." At this, Ningji says, "Where was this mother's love when you left him in the hospital corridor?" At this, Huanzi says, "At that time, I was only 20 years old, and when my boyfriend found out that I was pregnant, he left me. And when Ningxiang was born, after 6 months, I found out that he had a brain tumor, and I didn't have money to get him treated. So I left him in the hospital corridor because I was sure that someone would save his life and also take care of him. I had no other option but to do this. So I want to thank you for taking good care of my son for so many years, but now I will take him with me, and no one can separate me from him." Hearing this, Ningji leaves from there in anger. After this, when he goes to his house, he tells his dad, "Ningxiang's biological mom has been found, and now she wants to take him back." Then his dad says, "Don't you worry, because that lady cannot take our Ningxiang until Ningxiang himself wants to go with her. And I am very sure that Ningxiang will not leave you and go anywhere." After this, they bring him and ask him, "Do you want to live with your dad or with your biological mom?" So Ningxiang says, I want to live with my mom. Hearing this, everyone is surprised as to why he is saying this. After this, Ningji calls him and says, I love you very much, I have gotten used to you, so I will not let you go anywhere. So Ningxiang starts crying and insists on going to his mom. So Ruanlu takes him to the room and asks him, why are you saying that you want to live with your biological mom? So he says, when my mom comes to see me, there are tears in her eyes, and she loves me a lot. So seeing her sad, I also become sad. So at this, Ruanlu says, if you go away, your dad will become very sad. So he says, no, he won't be sad because he is very strong. But if I don't go back, my mom will become very sad, so please explain to dad that he should let me go to my mom. Meanwhile, Ningji also overhears their conversation, and hearing this, he becomes sad, and then he has to agree to Ningxiang's words. The next day, when Ningxiang is going with his mom, he keeps looking towards the house because Ningji has not come out to drop him off. So he lets go of his grandfather's hand and goes directly to Ningji and says, crying, I don't want to leave you. But Ningji again takes him outside and lovingly says, stop crying and go with your mom. And don't you worry, son, I will come to see you. After this, Wanzi takes him with her. After this, when Ningji goes to the hospital, he is very sad because he is missing Ningxiang a lot. So he doesn't talk to anyone in the hospital. When he comes back at night, he calls him and asks, why didn't you call and tell me that you reached there? Don't you miss me at all? So Ningxiang says, I miss you, Dad, but don't you worry, I am absolutely fine. And I am eating now because Mom has cooked a lot of food for me. So Ningji says, so you forgot your dad because of food? That's why you didn't call? I, on the other hand, have gotten sick again missing you. Hearing this, Ningxiang immediately calls Ruanlu and says, Mama, I just spoke to Dad, and he is saying that he has a fever again, so please go there in my place and take care of him. Saying this, he cuts the call. After this, Ruanlu immediately goes to Ningji's house, but he is busy taking a bath and has also put on headphones, so when Ruanlu knocks on the door from outside, he cannot hear her voice. So Ruanlu opens the door herself and comes inside and starts calling him, but this time too, she gets no reply from him, so she gets scared. After this, she goes to the bathroom looking for him and sees that Ningji is in the bathtub, so she thinks that he is trying to commit suicide. So Ruanlu immediately goes to save him, but she herself slips and falls into the bathtub. On the other side, Ruanlang is passing by a restaurant when he sees Tanya's husband with his girlfriend. So he gets very angry and gives him a warning letter written on a paper and leaves from there. After this, we see Ningxiang and Ruanlu, and they have both changed their clothes and are sitting in the room. Ningji asks her, why have you come here? She explains, actually, Ningxiang called me and told me that you're sick, so I came to take care of you. I knocked on the door for a long time, but you didn't open it, so I got worried about you. But now you are completely fine, so I am leaving now. At this, Ningji says, Ningxiang asked you to take care of me, so if you leave now without taking care of me, how will you explain it to him? Ruanlu is about to say something when she gets a call from Wayin. Seeing this, Ningji tells her to cut the call and says, you stay away from him. Ruanlu says, he is a good guy. He doesn't think badly of you at all, so why are you always so annoyed with him? He says, do you really not know why I get angry at him? Whenever I see him with you, I feel very jealous. I am accepting that I like you, but do you have the courage to admit that you still have feelings for me in your heart? Ruanlu says, I don't want to talk about this, and besides, I don't even know if I like you anymore or not. So Ningji says, I have an idea with which I can test your feelings. Saying this, he starts kissing her, but just then, Ruanlu pushes him back, due to which he gets a head injury. So Ruanlu goes to him and says, sorry, I didn't want to hurt you. But just then, Ningji starts kissing her again. And after that, Ruanlu is also unable to refuse him and starts kissing him herself. And then they both spend quality time. On the other side, we see Ruanlang, who has brought lunch for Tanya at the hospital, and he starts feeding her with his own hands, to which Tanya says, what are you doing? What will people think about us if they see us? So Ruanlang says, if you don't eat from my hands, I will assume that you like me. That's why you're feeling uncomfortable. Hearing this, Tanya says, you are talking nonsense. And then she eats from his hand. After this, he asks Tanya, where did your husband go? She says, he has gone on a business trip. This time, I have made snacks for him with my own hands. So he says, you are very innocent that you don't know what your husband is doing behind your back. To which Tanya says, what do you mean? So he says, I just saw your husband in this city with his girlfriend a little while ago. Hearing this, Tanya becomes very sad. After this, we see Ruanlu and Ningji together, and when they both wake up, Ningji sees that they are very late for the hospital. So he quickly gets ready and is going to the hospital when they meet Ningji's cousin brother outside, who asks Ruanlu, what are you doing here so early in the morning? Were you two together last night? Just then, Ningji says, she came to give me some documents, so please don't talk nonsense. So his brother says, she doesn't have any documents in her hand. So he says, did you come here to check on us or to meet me? Saying this, he takes him outside with him, due to which his cousin brother finds out that they are back together. In the next scene, Tanya is at home sadly watching TV, and when her husband comes home, she directly tells him, "I want a divorce from you." So her husband says, "Please give me one last chance." So Tanya says, "I want custody of my daughter, and I also want an equal share in the house, car, and savings." Saying this, she leaves from there. After this, we see that Ruanlu is very happily going to Ningji's house and tells her mom, "I am going out with my friends." Heber. Just then, her mom says, "We have invited Wayin for dinner, so you should meet him before you go." But she says, "No, I will be late." Saying this, she leaves from there. And outside, she meets Wayin, so she tells him, "Sorry, I'm going out somewhere, and my parents are waiting for you for dinner, so you go inside." Saying this, she goes and sits in Ningji's car. And Ningji also, to make Wayin jealous, gestures for him to go inside. After this, when they go home, they both have dinner together, and then they both start singing songs together and also spend time together. The next day, when Ruanlu goes to the hospital, Tanya asks her, "Why do I feel that you and Ningji have become very close these days? Has everything between you two gone back to the way it was before?" To which Ruanlu smiles and says, "Yes." In the next scene, Ruanlu and Ningji are talking on the hospital rooftop when Ningji tells her, "When you are free, let me know and we will get married again." Hearing this, Ruanlu leaves from there, and she goes and tells this to Tanya, saying, "Ningji is proposing to me as if he is giving me a notice that when I am free I should let him know, and then we will get married. I don't like his way of proposing at all, so I will definitely not say yes to him." Saying this, she leaves from there. After this, when Ningji is going to drop her at her house, he says, "I am free next Friday. So on that day, we will get our divorce certificate changed to a marriage certificate." So Ruanlu says, "When did I say yes to the marriage? I need some time to think about it." Saying this, she starts to leave. So Ningji also follows her and says, "Why are you getting so angry?" So she says, "The way you rudely ask me about medical records, you are asking about marriage in the same way, as if giving an order. You haven't proposed to me properly even once, and yet you want to marry me." At this, he says, "Do I still need to propose to you?" Hearing this, Ruanlu leaves from there in anger. The next day, when Ruanlu goes to the hospital, Tanya asks her to go to a movie. So Ruanlu asks all the staff to go with her. After this, she goes to Ningji and asks him to go to the movie too. But he refuses her, saying, "I have very important work today, so I have to go somewhere. Sorry, I can't go with you." Hearing this, Ruanlu becomes very sad, and she goes to see the movie with her colleagues. When the movie is over, everyone starts to leave from there, but Tanya stops Ruanlu and her colleagues, saying, "Let them all go, then we will go." And as soon as everyone leaves from there, photos of Ningji and Ruanlu start playing on the screen in front. And after that, a video of Ningji also plays in which he tells her, "In these 6 years when you were not with me, my life had become completely dull. Believe me, I had lost everything except my breath. But fate has brought us both together again, so now I don't want to lose this opportunity. So please don't go away from me and say yes to marrying me again." Hearing this, all her colleagues start clapping and tell Ruanlu to say yes to the marriage. But just then, Ningji also comes there, seeing whom, Ruanlu becomes very happy and says yes to marrying him, and then Ruanlu kisses him in front of everyone. But when he finds out that besides Tanya, the rest of the staff is also there, he takes Tanya outside and says, "I only told you to bring Ruanlu, but you brought the whole staff here." To which he explains, "Ruanlu brought these people, so what can I do in this?" After this, they all party there, and Ruanlu and Ningji are both dancing with each other. Just then, Ruanlu says, "When I was leaving your house, I felt like you were going to stop me and hug me, but why didn't you stop me?" So he says, "I wanted to hug you, but I didn't have the courage because I thought you would refuse me." So Ruanlu says, "I wouldn't have refused you because I loved you very much. Anyway, finally, we have met again. So now don't hurt me and don't let me go anywhere." The next day, when they both go to the hospital together, the staff there congratulates them on their relationship. Seeing this, Ningji gets very angry and says, "This is a hospital, not a restaurant where you people are doing all these things. You just partied so much yesterday, isn't your stomach full yet?" Hearing this, everyone goes to their respective work from there, and Ruanlu also feels very bad about this. When she goes home, she tells him, "I have spoken to Tanya, and she was telling me that you had only invited me to the theater for the proposal, not the entire staff. And if you had known beforehand that the entire staff was there, you would never have proposed to me, right? Are you ashamed to propose to me in front of the entire staff? And if that is the case, then I don't want a partner who only looks for a room or a secluded place to express his love. Instead, I want a partner who can shout to the whole world that he loves me." But you are not like that at all. Now I understand that you are marrying me only to take care of Ningxiang and yourself. You don't love me at all. At this, Ningji says, why are you getting so angry? All my feelings for you in my heart are real, and we will both go and get our marriage certificate made tomorrow. But she doesn't listen to anything he says and gets angry with him and goes to her house. The next day, when Ningji goes to get the marriage registration done, he sees that Ruanlu has not come there, so he calls her. But she doesn't attend his call either because she is sleeping at her home. And poor Ningji waits for her for several hours and then messages her again. This time, Ruanlu sees his message and quickly gets ready and starts to leave from there. But just then, Ningji comes outside her house. He angrily tells her, I have been waiting for you like a madman since morning, but you don't care at all. Do you even want to get our marriage certificate or not? Ruanlu does not give any answer to this, so he says, if I have done something wrong, tell me that too so that I can change it. Hearing this, Ruanlu says, you can never change yourself and now I don't want any marriage certificate. Saying this, she starts to leave. So Ningji stops her and says, first, you clarify why you don't want to marry me. She says, I am very tired of your attitude, and today your anger has given me all the answers. So now I am breaking up with you. Saying this, she leaves from there, and we see that Wayin has overheard their conversation. In the next scene, when Tanya is going back home from the hospital, her husband is there to pick her up, but Tanya says, I will go home myself, you just sign the divorce papers. That will be enough for me. Then her husband says, I have broken up with that girl. I know I have done wrong with you, and I have no right to ask for forgiveness, but now I really realize my mistake, so please give me one more chance. After this, Tanya ignores him and is about to leave when her husband says, okay, if you want me to give you a divorce, right? Then I will sign the divorce papers, because now I just want to see you happy. After this, when Ningji is sleeping at home, Ningxiang calls him and says, Dad, you and Mom went to get the marriage certificate, right? What happened to that? Hearing this, Ningji tells him, I have some important work, son. I will talk to you later. After this, he cuts the call. The next day, when he goes to the hospital, he tells Ruanlu, Ningxiang was asking about our marriage certificate. Now, I don't understand how I will explain all this to him. You tell me what I should say to him. She says, don't deceive him, so tell him everything truthfully. And also say that now, Mom and I are just hospital colleagues. Nothing more than that. Saying this, she leaves from there. In the next scene, we see that Ruanlu and Tanya have gone to a massage parlor where Ruanlu tells her, Ningji had changed himself a lot for me before, but after that, his attitude became the same as before. When we had that argument that day, he was looking at me the way he used to look 6 years ago. So Tanya says, no, it's not like that. Rather, I feel that you two have become a perfect match now. So don't compare it with the things of the last 6 years. To which she says, I couldn't move on in the last 6 years either. So I'm afraid that I might make the same mistake again that I made 6 years ago. Anyway, leave all that. You tell me about yourself and your husband. So Tanya says, my husband has asked for a month's time from me to prove himself. If he can't do that, then we will get a divorce. At which Ruanlu says, if your husband really changes, will you forgive him? So Tanya says, yes, he has made a mistake, but it's not entirely his fault because I am very busy with my work, and when I get time, I spend time with my daughter, and I couldn't make time for my husband, and maybe that's why he went to another girl. On the other hand, we see that Chengzhou drops Dr. Yi Yuan at her house because it is very late at night. Seeing this, Yi Yuan feels very good and also feels very secure, and she thinks, I always scold Chengzhou, but still, he takes great care of me. After this, when Yi Yuan's mom comes outside the house, Chengzhou behaves very nicely with her. So she tells her daughter Yi Yuan, I really liked this boy, and now you are of marriageable age, so if you want, you can marry this boy because he seemed very gentle to me. To which Yi Yuan says, yes, Mom, I also like him, but I will not say yes to him right now because I want to test him first to see if he is really a perfect match for me or not. Chengzhou also overhears this, and hearing it, he becomes very happy. After this, when Tanya goes to her house, she sees that her husband has cooked food for her and is setting it on the dining table. After this, when they are both having dinner, someone's message comes on her husband's phone. So her husband gives his phone to Tanya and says, you can also check this message because now there will be no secrets between us. Hearing this, Tanya feels relaxed. And after this, when she falls asleep, her husband calls his girlfriend. His girlfriend asks, why weren't you picking up my call? So he says, Tanya wants to divorce me, and if we get divorced, then I will have to give her my apartment, so we have to be a little careful. When she goes to the hospital tomorrow, I will come to meet you. Saying this, he cuts the call, and the next day, when he goes to meet his girlfriend says, when will your wife leave your house so that I can come to your house every day to meet you? To which he says, don't you worry, I am going to find a solution for this soon, but I can't divorce her right now because if I divorce her right now, I will have to give her half of my property. They are talking when their car has an accident. After this, some people pick them up and take them to the hospital, where Ruanlu sees that the patient is none other than Tanya's husband and his girlfriend. Seeing this, she is very surprised and thinks he promised Tanya that he would not meet his girlfriend anymore, so what was he doing with her? After this, we see the next day's scene, where we find out that Tanya's husband is better now, but his girlfriend is still in a coma. After this, Ruanlu goes to Tanya and says, "Don't you worry, I am with you in every situation. But this time when your husband gets well, don't fall for his words and give him a divorce soon." Hearing this, Tanya gets very emotional. After a little while, she goes to her husband and tells him, "If you sign the divorce papers in return, I will not take your house and your savings from you, because I had installed a recorder in your car in which all the conversations with your girlfriend were recorded, and I have heard that you are just pretending to be in love with me so that you don't have to give me anything. So I am telling you lovingly now to sign the divorce papers soon, otherwise I will file a case of extramarital affair against you." Saying this, she leaves from there. After this, when Ruanlu is going home from the hospital, Ningji comes and tells her, "Ningxiang is coming back for a few days, and I am going on a business trip at the same time, so you will have to go to my house and take care of him." Ruanlu agrees to this and says, "I will take full care of Ningxiang because I know that your business trip is very important, so you can go without any worries." On the other hand, we see that Chengzhou and Yiyuan are both very happy with each other and have also confessed their love to each other. After this, when they are going together, Yiyuan's father, who is the president of the hospital, sees them together. So he tells Yiyuan to come home soon and leaves from there. After this, when Yiyuan goes home, her father scolds her a lot and says, "What were you doing with that boy?" To which she tells them the whole truth. "We both like each other, and I will marry him." Hearing this, her father says, "Have you done any background check on that boy? Where is he from and what does his family do?" So Yiyuan says, "I have to marry him, not his family. So please don't talk about all this because I am not going to change my decision now." On the other hand, we find out that Chengzhou belongs to a very middle-class family, and his mom works in a restaurant. When he tells this to his mom says, "Yi Wen is the daughter of your hospital's president, so will her father want you to be his son-in-law?" At this, he says, "We are both in a relationship, so what does our family have to do with it? And besides, I am not that bad that they will not accept me." In the next scene, we see that Waylin's parents have come to Ruanlu's house to meet her parents. After meeting them, Ruanlu says, "You guys enjoy. I have some important work, so I am going out." So Waylin says, "Where are you going? Come on, I'll drop you." So she tells him, "Actually, Ningxiang has come back, but Ningji is on a business trip right now, so I am taking Ningxiang out for fun." Hearing this, Waylin also goes with her, and then we see that the three of them have come out for a walk together. Just then, Ruanlu leaves from there to get tickets, and after she leaves, Ningxiang tells Waylin, "Uncle, I know that you like my mom, but you remember that there is no chance for you." So Waylin says, "I know there is no chance for me, but for now, there is no chance for your dad either." Just then, Ruanlu comes back with the tickets, and then they enjoy a lot together. After this, we see that Ningxiang and Waylin are eating ice cream together. Ningxiang tells him, "Why haven't mom and dad gotten married yet? Are you the reason for this? Everyone thinks I am a small child, so no one tells me the truth." At this, Waylin says, "Okay, I will tell you honestly. Look, your mom and dad think that they are not suitable for each other, so they are not getting married." But just then, Ruanlu comes there and tells them both to go back home. After this, when Ruanlu goes to her house, her mom asks her about her and Ningji's relationship, saying, "When are you two getting married?" She says, "We are not getting married because we are not suitable for each other." At this, her mom says, "Okay, if you don't want to marry Ningji, then you should take your relationship with Waylin forward." So Ruanlu says, "Mom, I have already talked to Waylin about this, that I don't like him and will never be able to like him, so please stop forcing me for this." On the other hand, Ningxiang is asking Ningji, "Dad, are you really not marrying Mom?" He says, "Even if I am not marrying her, she will always be your mom, and you can meet her whenever you want." After this, he says, "Dad, please marry Mom quickly, otherwise that Waylin will marry her." Hearing this, Ningji says, "Why are you calling Waylin by his name? Yes, we both don't like him, but he is older than you, so you should call him uncle, right?" At this, Ningxiang says, "Yes, I didn't like him before, but now he has become my friend, and I have decided that I will make him my brother so that he cannot marry Mom." So Ningji asks him, "Okay, tell me, is Waylin more handsome or am I?" He says, "Of course, Dad, you are handsome." Is there even a need to ask that? After this, he says, Dad, if you don't take me out this weekend, I will ask Mom and Wayin to take me out with them. Hearing this, Ningji scolds him and makes him sleep. The next day in the hospital, Tanya tells Ruanlu that her husband has given her a divorce, and when he is completely well, we will complete all the remaining formalities. After that, she says, ever since he signed the divorce papers, I have been feeling very relieved. I feel like I have been freed from a prison. Hearing this, Ruanlu is also happy for her. After this, due to a lot of work in the hospital, Ruanlu and Ningji have to do night shifts as well, where Ningji gets very hungry at night, so he orders food for himself and Ruanlu. But just then, Wayin comes there with food for Ruanlu, and then they both start having dinner. Poor Ningji is getting very jealous watching them both, so Wayin also asks him to have food with him, but he directly refuses. After a while, his ordered food also arrives, and in anger, he eats a lot of food, which gives him hiccups. On the other hand, Chungjo and Yiyuan are also having dinner at a restaurant. Just then, Yiyuan asks him, why did you choose the medical profession? He explains, when I was young, my dad had a brain tumor, and we didn't have money for his treatment. At that time, I used to think that if I were a doctor, I might have saved him. So then I worked very hard in my studies, but after that, we had trouble paying the medical fees. Then my mom borrowed money from many people and paid my medical fees. That's when I decided that I would become a great doctor and do my best to save patients. Hearing this, Yi Yuan is even more impressed by him. Meanwhile, in the hospital, we see that Ningji has a stomach ache from eating too much, so Ruanlu forcibly takes him for a checkup and then gives him medicine and drops him at his house. In the next scene, when Tanya goes back home, she sees that her husband is standing there, and he asks her for one last chance again. When she refuses, he takes out a knife and puts it on his wrist and says, if you don't give me one more chance, I will commit suicide right now. Seeing this, Tanya gets very scared, and just then, Ruanlang comes there, and pushing Tanya behind, tells her husband, stay away from her, or I will do such a thing to you that you won't even recognize yourself. So Tanya's husband shows Ruanlang the knife and tells him to let go of Tanya's hand. Tanya tells her husband, our chapter is now closed, so stop following me, or I will file a complaint against you. After this, Ruanlu gets Tanya a nice house on rent and says, don't you worry, I have paid a few months' rent for it. Seeing which Tanya becomes very happy and says, okay, but from next time, I will pay the rent on time myself. You got me such a good house, that is enough for me. The next day, Ningxiang tells Ningji, Mom is taking me out, so are you also coming with us? Ningji refuses him, so Ningxiang says, okay, if you don't come, I will call my new friend Uncle Wayin. After this, when Ruanlu is taking Ningxiang out, Wayin also comes there because Ningxiang has called him. Seeing this, Ningzhi gets very jealous and says, I will also go with you people. After this, when they go for a walk, Ningji sees that Ningxiang is very comfortable with Wayin and is also very happy. He feels very bad seeing this. After this, Ningxiang says, Dad, you click photos of the three of us together. So Ningji, instead of clicking a photo of the three of them, only clicks a photo of Ruanlu and Ningxiang and clicks a photo of Wayin alone. In the next scene, we see that Yiyuan and Qingzhou have come to check on a prisoner because his treatment is going on in their hospital. When Yiyuan goes to check him, the prisoner suddenly attacks her, and hearing Yuvan scream, everyone else also comes there. So the prisoner tells them, if anyone comes near me, I will kill her. Everyone starts to calm the prisoner down, but he doesn't listen to anyone and tries to escape from the hospital. Just then, Chungzhou goes there, fights with him, and frees Yi Yuan from him. And after this, everyone starts trying to catch the prisoner, and in the process, Wayin also gets stabbed with a knife, and because of which he is quickly taken for treatment. The next day, Ruanlu is taking care of Wayin, so Ningji gets jealous seeing this. So he tells Wayin, your injury is not that serious. You will be discharged from here in 2 days. And at the same time, he tells Ruanlu, Tanya is calling you, so you go. I will take care of him. And then, after she leaves, Wayin makes Ningji do his work and troubles him a lot, which makes Ningji very angry with him. Just then, Wayin asks him to give him water, so he gives him hot water, due to which his mouth gets burnt. After this, when Ruanlu goes to Tanya and asks, why did you call me? She denies it. I didn't call you. Hearing this, Ruanlu understands that Ningji actually did all this out of jealousy. On the other hand, Wayin is still bothering Ningji and says, why have you come here? You don't need to do all this. Ruanlu will take good care of me. But Ningji says, she is a doctor, not a nurse, who will take care of you. At this, Wayin says, you are jealous seeing me here, aren't you? But unfortunately, you can't do anything. Hearing this, Ningji says, I am feeling sleepy listening to your nonsense. After this, he sleeps right there, and when Ruanlu comes, Wayin complains about him, saying, Look, take him away from here. He has been torturing me for so long. I asked him for water, and he gave me hot water and burnt my mouth. And when I asked him for an apple, he was showing me a knife. Just then, Ningji says, I have heard everything, so I am teaching you a lesson that it is not a good thing to speak ill of someone behind their back. After this, Wayin starts having a headache, and Ruanlu is about to massage his head, but Ningji stops her and starts massaging his head himself, and says, Don't you worry, I will hire a personal caretaker for you. To which Wayin says, I don't need him because if I have to go to the toilet, I will be very uncomfortable in front of him. So Ningji says, Oh, so you won't be uncomfortable in front of Ruanlu? Hearing this, Ruanlu starts laughing. After this, Ningxiang is going back to his mom, and Ruanlu and Ningji have gone to drop him off, where Ningxiang says, Mom, if Dad bothers you, call me. I will come immediately. Hearing this, Ningji says, Oh, so you will take Mom's side now? The three of them start laughing. Just then, Huanzi comes and takes Ningxiang back with her. In the next scene, a man calls Ruanlang and tells him, When are you paying the rent? You only have 3 days. If you don't pay the rent within 3 days, I will take back my apartment. Saying this, he has cut the phone. Now, after hearing this, we find out that Ruanlu has not paid the rent for Tanya's apartment. He was just lying to her to impress her. So now he gets very worried. After this, he calls one of his directors and asks him to sign the contract for the TV series, but that director also refuses him. So now he gets into a lot of trouble as to how he will pay the rent for the apartment within 3 days. In the next scene, everyone in the hospital is talking about someone reporting against Ningji for taking a bribe. Yi Yuan says, We don't know who took this bribe yet, but I know for sure that Ningji is being framed. Just then, a doctor comes there and tells them that Ningji has been suspended from the hospital. Hearing this, everyone is surprised. After this, Ruanlu immediately goes to Ningji and asks him, Who reported against you? Is this a serious matter? He says, I don't know who reported it, but there is someone who has taken a bribe in my name, and I will find him. Saying this, he leaves from there. After this, when Ningji is in the gym, Ruanlang also comes there, and he starts to leave from there after seeing Ningji. So Ningji goes to him, catches him, and says, Why are you running away from here after seeing me? He says, I came here to apologize to you. Because you are a talented doctor, I thought taking a bribe in your name wouldn't be a bad thing. So I took a bribe in your name. But believe me, I didn't know that so much would happen to you and you would be suspended from the hospital. But don't you worry. I will go to the hospital and tell them everything truthfully that you did nothing. Hearing this, Ningji is surprised and stops him, saying, What did you need so much money for that you did all this? He says, I just rented an apartment and gave it to Tanya. And I lied to Tanya that the apartment belongs to my friend. I didn't have money to pay the rent, so I took a bribe so that I could pay her rent. At this, Ningji asks him, Why did you take an apartment for Tanya? He says, Because I just wanted to prove to her that I am a responsible man, because I like her. So please don't tell Tanya anything, otherwise she will think wrongly of me and will never like me. After this, Ningji tells him, Okay, I will not tell this to anyone, and you don't worry about me either because I have not been suspended forever, but have been suspended for a few days, so you go and chill. On the other hand, Wayin is being discharged from the hospital, and he sees Ruanlu sad for Ningji and tells her, Don't you worry. Even though I don't like Ningji, I have full faith in him. He can't do such a thing. So now I will investigate this case myself and find out the truth. After this, when Ruanlu goes to her house, she tells her brother everything. He becomes emotional and cannot hide anything from her and says, I would have told you this before, but Ningji stopped me. Hearing this, Ruanlu becomes very emotional and scolds her brother a lot for this. After this, she immediately goes to Ningji's house and tells him, Why did you make such a big sacrifice for my brother? He says, Because I love you very much, and I can do anything for your family. Hearing this, Ruanlu kisses him and also apologizes for her behavior in the past few days. After this, they both patch up again, and the next day, Ruanlu goes and tells the hospital president the whole truth, due to which Ningji joins his job again, and all the employees there become very happy. In the next scene, a New Year's party is going on, where Ningji gives a speech in front of everyone and also says, I want to tell you people something. After this, he goes and takes Ruanlu's hand and takes her to the stage and says in front of everyone, I have hidden a truth from you people, which is that Ruanlu is not only my student, but also my ex-wife. Hearing this, Ruanlu starts blushing. After this, Ningji says, Today, I am going to propose to her for marriage again, so I want you all to be our witnesses. Hearing this, everyone becomes happy, and Ningji takes out a ring and proposes to Ruanlu for marriage, and Ruanlu also accepts his proposal. After this, they all enjoy the New Year party. After the party, Ningji goes to drop Ruanlu at her house, and there he is about to kiss her when Ruanlu's dad comes there and they both get embarrassed and leave from there. The next day, Ruanlu's dad's health is a little bad, so he goes to the hospital for his checkup. When his report comes, Ningji is very surprised because he has liver cancer. So he immediately goes to Ruanlu and says, "Today, I feel like going to your house. Will you take me to your house?" To which Ruanlu says, "Is there even a need to ask that?" After this, everyone is having dinner at Ruanlu's house. Her dad makes an excuse of a call and comes out, and also takes Ningji out with him, where he asks him, "What came out in my report?" So Ningji tells him, "You have advanced stage liver cancer, but don't you worry. I have spoken to a specialist. We will get you the best treatment." Then Ruanlu's dad says, "Just tell me how long I will be able to live, and if you don't tell me, I will go to the hospital and ask." At this, Ningji does not give him any answer, so the dad says, "Don't tell Ruanlu about this, because if she finds out, she will postpone the wedding with you. And I don't want that at all, because I want to get my daughter married to you while I am alive. And after the marriage, I will tell her myself." Hearing this, tears come to Ningji's eyes, and after this, he leaves from there. After he leaves, Ruanlu's dad asks her mom to go for a walk with him. After this, he says, "When we first met, the weather was something like this, and now it has been 30 years since we met." Then her mom says, "We still have to stay healthy so that we can live together for another 50 years. But just then, Ruanlu's dad says, "Sorry, I can't stay with you anymore because I have liver cancer, which is in an advanced stage. If you want to cry, you can cry now, but Ruanlu should not find out about this." Hearing all this, she is very surprised, and then she hugs them and starts crying. The next day, when Ningji is having lunch with Ruanlu in the hospital, he gets a message from Ruanlu's dad, who is saying, "I don't want to have surgery because I want to spend whatever days I have with my family." Seeing this, Ningji gets emotional, but he does not tell Ruanlu anything about it. In the next scene, Huanzi has brought Ningxiang to the hospital because his brain tumor has grown again. Seeing this, Ningji gets very worried and takes Huanzi aside and asks her, "When Ningxiang's brain tumor grew, how did you find out?" She says, "I was cooking one day, so I couldn't keep an eye on him, and he fell from the stairs. And when I took him to the hospital, I found out that his brain tumor has grown again." Hearing this, Ningji shouts at her, "If he hadn't fallen from the stairs, you wouldn't have known about his tumor growing. I told you to take him for regular checkups." At this, Huanzi says, "I was very busy with work, so I couldn't take him for a checkup." Hearing this, Ningji leaves from there in anger. On the other hand, Ruanlu's dad's health has now deteriorated a lot, so he is also admitted to the hospital. Now, Ruanlu and Ruanlang also know that their dad has a liver tumor, so they are very worried. After this, Ruanlu says, "Dad, don't you worry, Ningji will make you completely well." But her dad says, "Ningji can't do anything in this either because now the tumor has reached an advanced level." Hearing this, both brother and sister hug each other and start crying. After this, Ruanlu's dad tells her, "Now I have only a few days left, so I want to spend the whole time with my family. So can you discharge me quickly?" Hearing this, she cries even more and gets her dad discharged. In the next scene, Ningxiang is being taken for surgery, but his surgery is not being done by Ningji but by some other doctor because Ningji did not want to make any mistake in the surgery due to being emotional and risk his son's life. So he is standing outside waiting for the result. On the other hand, we see Ruanlu's mom, who is showing her dad childhood photos, but he does not give them any answer. Then her mom goes to get water for them, and her dad prays for Ningxiang that his surgery becomes successful, and after that, he passes away. When Ruanlu's mom comes back with water, she finds out that her husband has passed away, so she hugs them and starts crying. Meanwhile, Ningxiang's surgery is going on, and then the doctor comes out and tells Ningji that Ningxiang's surgery has been successful, and now he is absolutely fine. Hearing this, Ningji becomes very happy, and after this, he gets him discharged from the hospital and sends him with Huanzi. In the next scene, Ruanlu's dad's funeral is taking place, where everyone is very sad. After this, Ruanlu is sitting sadly, so Ningji takes her on a boat and consoles her. "Don't you worry, I am with you in every situation." Hearing this, Ruanlu feels a little relieved. In the next scene, when Tanya is in the hospital, Ruanlang brings lunch for her, so she calls him and thanks him. He says, "Will you give me this opportunity to cook for you for the rest of your life?" Hearing this, Tanya becomes quiet. After this, Ruanlang says, "I like you and want to marry you. I know this is shocking for you, but believe me, I will keep you very happy and you don't need to answer my proposal right now. You can take as much time as you want. I can wait for you my whole life." Saying this, he leaves from there, and Tanya gets emotional hearing this. In the next scene, Ningji gives Ruanlu a necklace and says, "I bought this for you 6 years ago when I went to Africa, but when I came back, you divorced me, so I couldn't give it to you." Hearing this, Ruanlu becomes very happy and says, "I am very angry with you because you wasted 6 years of our lives like this. When I was divorcing you, you could have stopped me, right?" So he says, "At that time, I myself was very confused about whether I loved you or not, and I also felt that you would not be happy with me, so I did not stop you." So Ruanlu says, "Whenever I am with you, I am very happy." Saying this, she hugs him, and then asks, "By the way, now you are clear that you love me, right?" To which Ningji smiles and says, "I love you more than myself." In the next scene, we see that Tanya, Ningji, and Ruanlu have come to Africa for some work. After a few days, Ningji and Ruanlu have gone to set up a medical camp in a small place where they both treat many people there. Then Ningji starts playing football with the small children there, due to which he is also very happy. But there is a bomb in one of the footballs, and as soon as Ningji kicks it, it immediately blasts, due to which he is very badly injured, and his head is injured the most, due to which there is a lot of bleeding. Ruanlu immediately picks him up and starts taking him to the hospital, crying all the way. But there she finds out that the international hospital is 3 hours away from there, so she takes him to a small hospital where there is no other neurosurgeon for Ningji's treatment, except her. Because of this, Tanya asks her to perform Ningji's surgery. Hearing this, Ruanlu gets even more scared. After this, having no other choice, she is forced to perform Ningji's surgery. During the surgery, she is very emotional, but she still completes the surgery successfully. And the next day, when she checks Ningji, he has not regained consciousness, due to which she becomes sad. And as days pass, 3 to 4 days go by, and Ningji still has not regained consciousness, due to which Ruanlu is worried and just sits by his side and does not eat or drink anything. Because of this, Tanya is also very worried for Ruanlu. On the other hand, in the hospital in China, everyone is praying for Ningji to get well soon. After this, we see that it is raining, but Ruanlu is not worried at all and is just crying sadly, getting wet in the rain. But because of this, she gets a fever and lies unconscious in her bed for several days. After this, when she regains consciousness, she gets up and first goes to Ningji to check on him, but she finds out that Ningji is not there. Now Ruanlu gets even more scared, and she goes to every doctor and starts asking about Ningji, but she doesn't find out anywhere where he has gone. After this, she comes to Tanya and shouts at her, "Why didn't you take care of him? I feel like you all are lying to me. Ningji has died. If that is the case, please tell me. Otherwise, my heart will not be at peace." But Tanya says, "Believe me, I myself don't know who took him. I was busy taking care of you." So Ruanlu says, crying, "You should have let me die. But you should have saved my Ningji, man. Now what will I do without him? Where will I find him?" In the next scene, they both return to China with the hope that he might be in China. And then immediately Ruanlu goes to the hospital and starts asking about Ningji. But there too, no one knows anything about him. And he is not admitted to this hospital either. So she is very surprised as to where Ningji has gone. And then she takes Wayin's help and goes to Ningji's house, where she sees that his apartment has also been closed for many days. Seeing this, she becomes even more sad. Now, because Wayin has realized that Ruanlu can no longer be his, he respects their love for each other and starts supporting Ruanlu in finding Ningji. The next day, Ruanlu goes to Ningji's father's apartment, where she finds out that they have also moved from there. Ruanlu tries her best, and Wayin also uses all his resources, but still, there is no trace of Ningji. Now, Ruanlu is somehow feeling that Ningji has died, and everyone is hiding this from her. In the next scene, Ruanlu goes to meet Chengzhou and Yiyuan, where Chengzhou tells her, "A clue to Ningji's address has been found, but we also found it out secretly. That international organization has transported Ningji from Africa to China and has also bound his entire family not to contact anyone." Ruanlu gets very worried after hearing all this and says, "What kind of hospital is this that is not informing me about him, and is also not letting Ningji's family contact me?" After this, Ruanlu starts crying and says, "I want to see him once. If he is dead, at least show me his dead body so that my heart can be at peace." But Chengzhou says, "I can't do anything more than this." After this, here we also find out that Yiyuan's father has agreed to the marriage, so she is going to marry Chengzhou soon. And when she also gives Ruanlu the wedding invitation card, she says, "I am very happy for you both, and I will try my best to come to the wedding." Saying this, she starts crying. After this, she goes to every place where her and Ningji's memories are connected. In the next scene, Yiyuan's marriage is taking place, where Ruanlu has also come. She is very sad inside, but for her friend Yiyuan, she pretends to be happy from the outside. Suddenly, she sees Ningji there and quickly goes to him and hugs him. But then she realizes that this is her imagination, so she becomes even more sad. Just then, a boy comes there who says, "Even in the biggest mystery, some clue remains, so if we want to track it, we have to start from the beginning." After this, the wedding ceremony starts, and Chengzhou and Yiyuan both come on stage, where Yiyuan's dad has now started to like Chengzhou. So he not only says, "Chengzhou, take care of my daughter," but also tells his daughter, "You keep this boy happy. He is a very good boy." Hearing this, Chengzhou becomes very happy. And when they are both getting married, Ruanlu starts remembering her own wedding, the way she and Ningji got married 7 or 8 years ago, but today, where is Ningji? In what condition is he? She knows nothing. At that very moment, she remembers the boy's words that if a mystery is to be solved, one has to start from the beginning. This means she has to go to Africa again because after their divorce, the story started from Africa. So now Ruanlu understands everything and thinks, I have searched for Ningji everywhere, but I did not search in the place where we both met again. So she quickly goes to Africa, and she goes to the same hospital and starts searching for him again. After this, she prays in front of Ningji's mom's statue. Please, just let me find Ningji from somewhere today. And during this, she sees that Dr. Ningji is standing right in front of her. But when she goes near him, Ningji shakes hands with her and asks for her name because he has lost his memory. And now Ruanlu is completely deleted from his mind. Seeing this, Ruanlu is very shocked. So she immediately goes to the doctor and says, you knew that I was related to Dr. Ningji, so why didn't you tell me anything about this? She says, we ourselves were very worried, but later we found out that he was in a coma in China for a long time. And when he regained consciousness, his family brought him back to Africa a few days ago because Dr. Ningji only had memories of his mom in his mind, and he only used to say, I want to go where my mom was. I mentioned you to Ningji many times, but he didn't even recognize who Ruanlu was. And not only that, at first he didn't even know anything about the operation theater. But as soon as he went inside and started performing surgery, all his memories of surgery came back. Hearing this, Ruanlu feels a sense of relief and thinks, if I try to remind Ningji of something by talking about our past, his memory will definitely come back, and he will start recognizing me too. After this, she calls all her friends in China and tells them that Ningji is absolutely fine, and she is bringing him back very soon. Hearing this, everyone there becomes very happy. In the next scene, Ningji is playing basketball, so Ruanlu is happy on one hand and sad on the other because Ruanlu is now deleted from his memory, and now she is standing at 0. But she does see a change in Ningji, that he has become more joyful than before and has also started mingling with people more, which Ruanlu likes a lot. After playing basketball, Ningji comes and sits next to Ruanlu and says, your name is Ruanlu, right? Can you tell me what your name means? To which she says, my name means to fly in the sky. Hearing this, Ningji smiles and says, the doctor told me that we both know each other from before, so can you tell me something about my old memories? Ruanlu also agrees to this, so he says, tomorrow we are going for climbing on a hill station. So will you also join us? Hearing this, Ruanlu is shocked and says, you used to be a very boring person before. You didn't like all this at all, but now it's good that you have become quite different from before. After this, they go for hill climbing with their camp. And there, Ningji also has a race with Ruanlu, and whenever Ruanlu falls behind, he helps her. After this, Ningji makes a bet with her. If I reach the top before you, you will tell me your secret. Here we see that although Ningji has no memories of Ruanlu left inside him, he has realized that he liked her somewhere. That's why he feels something for her today, and he is so happy with her. After this, when he starts climbing up, Ruanlu deliberately stops at the bottom and says, now you have won against me, right? So I have to tell you my secret. After this, she tells Ningji all about her past, and also tells him about her and his relationship, how they moved on from the teacher-student relationship, and then their marriage, and after that, the divorce, and then meeting again, and once again, getting separated. After listening to all of Ruanlu's words, Ningji starts to remember a few things. So he tells her, I don't remember everything else, but I do remember one thing, and that is that when you were my student, at that time I knew that you liked me because I had overheard your friends' conversation that day when they were shouting and telling me that you like me. After this, Ruanlu is convinced that if she stays with him like this, he will soon remember everything. After this, Ningji tells Ruanlu, I know that we both have a connection for life, and I am sure that I will soon remember everything. So I swear that I will never leave you and never make you sad. And with this, they both become one again, and they come back to China and start their life anew. And here this drama has a happy ending.